So Iyanla indicates that by hitting them in this shocking fashion, it was so that she could take them back, so that they could go back to where the breakdown first occurred. And I think she did an excellent job at that because basically this is where this whole narrative starts off at. Um, she then speaks to Tanae. She said it is her custom to, you know, talk to and identify the person who reached out to the show, and she happens to be the niece. So she takes her outside away from the group, leaves them in there with the casket and the mock ceremony of the funeral. And there's like a cage set up outside in the yard, and it's got all these like little words and things in it. You know how Iyanla be having people do exercises. So it's got words on it like rage, anger, addiction, this, that, and the third. So she explains to her that, these are issues that your family is dealing with. These issues are demons. And in order to break free from these demons, I need you all to be able to talk about it, speak them, identify them, so that we can put a grasp on it and just, move forward with the healing process. She kind of tries to get a breakdown, I'm sorry, a background, analysis on the family. Just talk about how did we get here, tell me a little bit about your uncle. Tell me a little bit about your grandmother. I'm sorry, your grandfather, because of course she never met Daisy. She's too young. She also says that she's heard about her grandfather Bo back in his younger days. He wasn't to be played with, he would snap off, but she just also stresses that's not the man that she knows. See, Bo is fresh out of prison. He's seeking forgiveness and he's desperately seeking a bond with Shane because Shane is the only son to him. Um, that's basically where we're at. Now, I think everyone thus far is doing an excellent job with communicating and identifying the reasons why they're there. The only area where I got kind of disturbed in my spirit was when, after meeting with Tanae, she then met with Shane, which was the son. She tells him to, take me back to that night. And of course, he's, I think, 40. So he has to go back 30 some odd years to his 6-year old self to recall what happened. And like he said, they were in the bed. He was asleep with his mom. He heard a knock at the door. He heard words being exchanged. And the next thing he could remember was 3 sparks. That literally moved me to tears because I was just like, poor baby. Boy child is always gonna be up under their mama. And I mean, just to for that to be your last memory at such a young age, it was hurtful. He said he waited a minute. He then came out in the hallway and he saw the body sprawled across the floor, and he had to literally jump over the body to get out of the house. And he ran out of the house, and that was pretty much what he remembered of that event. So Iyanla told him right then and there, I just watched you shift from hurt to rage because, you know, he talked about how at that moment he realized he lost his mom, but he also lost his dad because the daddy came in tripping and murdered her. So she then meets with Bo. She kind of breaks them off all individually, and I guess she's just trying to help them identify the reasons why they're there, what they expect to get from being there, and how they have to work together in order to make this thing work. So she sits down with him, and I was disturbed because Bo is on this I don't remember, I don't recall, type of mess. And I'm sorry, if you murder someone, I don't care if it was 30 years ago or if it was 100 years ago, or if it was last week. I don't know. I find it kind of hard to believe and a little troubling that you wouldn't remember. But I mean, I'm no expert. I could be wrong, but I just find that so hard to believe, and I find that so hurtful and so not good enough for Shane because I'm sure he needs that closure in his life. So that was that. Iyanla did that with him. She then asked him, so how did we get to a point where you end up murdering Miss Daisy? You know, again with the I don't knows, this, that, and the third. And she asked him, because he stressed he didn't grow up seeing women being beaten or abused. So she just asked him straight up, was the man abusing you? And he says, yeah. So she helps him come to the realization that the daddy was abusive to them as kids. And apparently, at the age of 15, that's when he started running away from home, drinking and drugging and abusing the drugs and alcohol, and really getting into the addiction lifestyle. She also then brings Miss Wanda in, which is his sister, and immediately, when Iyanla questions them together about the beatings and abuse they had suffered at the hands of their father, she breaks down and he has to comfort her. Again, I'm skeptical because I can understand that that would cause psychological problems in your adult life. I don't doubt that. But, I cannot accept that as an excuse for murdering someone. So again, y'all don't come for my head. I'm not in any way being shady or trying to be mean or anything. I just had a little bit of difficulty trying to understand and empathize with that whole piece. So anyway, Iyanla then takes the family outside as a group. They go back to the cage where all the demons were written down on these sheets. And she then has them do an exercise where they can take, I guess, one of those traits and characteristics and own it and then toss it into the cage. She said this exercise will help them to empower themselves to be able to, I guess, move forward and put it behind them. She then has Shane and Bo come face to face to talk and put it all out there. And I honestly was sitting with my husband and we were discussing it as we were watching. And I honestly thought Shane was going to haul off and just knock the holy crap out of the dad, but I thank God that he didn't. He was very open to the process. And I thought about it after the fact. As much as he's angry and hurt, he probably is yearning for that fatherly affection that he has missed all these 30 some odd years. Like he had mentioned, I have this picture with me and my mom. I can't even remember or recall a photo with me and my dad. So I'm sure, it's got to be eating him up on the inside that, man, my mom is gone. I got a daddy, but how can I really have a relationship with him when he's the one that took my mom? You know what I'm saying? So it was just a very difficult episode, y'all. I'm really commending Miss Iyanla for taking these shows to the next level and really helping us delve into real life situations and, giving us real life substance and, issues and just allowing us to go on this journey and walk inside the lives of these people and seeing what you can do to kind of try to relieve some of the stress that may be caused or ongoing, and hopefully it benefits someone out there that may be in similar instances. It was kind of from there they worked through their situations. I guess they were both open to the process. They apologized, they hugged it out, and the next time they met up, Mr. Bo and Mr. Shane were outside, and you could just see the weight lifted off of them. Iyanla kept commenting on the fact that Shane was wearing his rage and his anger, and that Bo was wearing his guilt and despair. But I did notice that at the end of the episode, when they came together, they were both happy. They were both, I don't know, they had like a fulfilled look on their face. Like it was definitely beneficial for them as father and son to be together. And ironically, Miss Iyanla had the football outside in the yard, and she asked them had they ever done that before, and of course they hadn't. So they just tossed around the ball like father and son do, and it kind of ended on that note. So it was a very short and sweet review for me, y'all. I was again under the weather last week, so I do apologize. I'm coming to you all late with my review, and I'm just trying to go off of memory because it was a couple of days ago, and I want to try to stay on track with the shows that I'm reviewing. So I hope you all enjoy. Please check out the episode. Let me know what you all think in the comments. Thank you again for coming to my channel. If you enjoy, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will talk with you all later. Also, I don't know if you all are familiar with the shows For My Man and Fatal Attraction. They come on TV1's cable network. This is also their new season, and I plan on reviewing them as well. So let me know if you all watch those or if you're interested in seeing more of those, and kind of give me um, any recommendations that you all would, what you all would like to see or hear more about. I plan on getting back to the natural hair reviews as well as the wig reviews. I've been slacking, y'all. I'm not even gonna front. But again, thank you for your support, and you all have a good evening.